Hey everyone, welcome to Sweetcast. This is Clint, and this isn't happy news to go over. Whenever something like this happens, it's not happy, but I do think it's important news, and it's worth covering for sure. We're gonna take a look over at Bleeding Cool, despite my lack of ad block. It's gonna start becoming a meme, I know. And despite, it's not my favorite site to go to, but they've got a story and we're going to look at it. And this is Nitz. I don't know if I said that right, so I'm just going to go with it. Responds to allegations of predatory behavior as more details emerge. And this is, again, in comics, more of this happening. So I want to take a break real quick from that sad news to show you some fantastic news. I launched Downcast yesterday. And surprise, surprise, by the time you see this, I've recorded the video tonight. I'm posting it tomorrow. So that's today. And at the time of the recording of this video, we have decimated the goal of $7,000. We're at $73.16 now with 169 backers. Thank you so much, everybody. This is amazing. I'm blown away by this quick response. We did it. It feels so good. So if you haven't backed it yet, please do. I'll put it in the description below. You can back it. And I also have stretch goals. So if we hit $8,000, then we're going to add 4 more pages. So this is actually going to be a 52-page graphic novel, which is great for everyone. Helps everybody out. So yeah, don't be afraid to check it out and back it. All right, back to the sad news. Now, my approach to this, as always, is these are allegations, okay? That's always how I'm going to approach these, no matter how I feel about who is the perpetrator or alleged perpetrator and who is the alleged victim. These are allegations. That's all we're going to do. We're not taking a stance, okay? At least not on who done it, but we are going to take a stance on the surrounding circumstances, because why not? All right, so this weekend, former editor-in-chief of Her Campus, Hannah Strader, wrote a guest article for the site regarding an encounter with a comic book writer, Nitz, 2 years ago when she was 22. All right, so regarding an encounter, I'm going to follow that link too and see what is going on. So she wrote about Nitz being invited to appear at her class at the University of Kansas. The assignment being to research who he was in a very short period, then be ready to ask questions in a mock press conference. That sounds like that's an interesting assignment, I guess. So, okay, so far so good. Contacting each other on social media afterward, she writes that they agreed to meet up for drinks for what she thought might count as a mentorship. That sounds fishy. Meeting up for mentorship, I've never, going out to drinks, I don't know. Coffee would be one thing, drinks sounds like another thing, but that is, I guess, neither here nor there. But as she writes, as she writes, he had a very different idea. Of course he did. Because going out for drinks, obviously, that would mean something very different. You'd have to have some kind of clear intentions, and it obviously doesn't say what was stated other than going out for drinks. I do have to wonder, though, that sounds like, hey, do you want to come over and Netflix and chill? If one person actually thinks you're going to watch Netflix, that's a very different thing than what someone else might think you're doing. Okay, during the event, she was given the impression that Nitz was interested in a young woman, possibly students. After making it clear she wasn't interested, she recounts that he forced kisses on her. These are still allegations, but obviously if that's true, that's a little weird. She left in a state and had to find support by a nearby friend's house. She considered Nitz's actions to be predatory behavior and chose to name him. Nitz was attending comic conventions in Kansas this week, and she wanted to prevent similar behavior. I'm not sure. I don't know. How long ago did this happen? This was when she was 21. So I don't know how many people has he been interacting with over the time. Now, this is how most things go down when somebody's accused of something. This kind of reminds me of Vic Mignogna, the situation, just because conventions are involved. But it actually reminds me a lot of Eric Esquivel in his situation. But we'll get to it. So he left. Nitz left the convention that he was at to presumably promote comics, and left this note. Sorry, folks. Jai had a family emergency and will not be back. I love how family emergency can mean literally anything. Yeah, so we'll just go with it. Since then, Dark Horse has canceled his current comic book series, Astro Hustler. Yeah, so it's been canceled. There's stuff going down. Nitz's final issue of Suicide Squad, The Black Files from DC Comics, is published tomorrow. I wonder if they're going to allow people to return it again, if they're going to go that route like they did with Eric Esquivel. I do not know. I contacted Nitz over the weekend, apparently the only reporter to have done so. Wow, that is actually surprising. Good job, Rich Johnson. Said, this is a very difficult time for me and my family. I apologize for my past behaviors and any pain that they have caused. Ugh. Okay, so this could mean anything, but there's two things. There's law, what the legal world thinks of you, and then there's what public perception is, and their attempts to crucify you and destroy your livelihood and all that kind of jazz. This doesn't actually say anything other than past behaviors. He's apologizing for them, and that never seems to go well. But if the allegations are true, I don't really care. I am stepping away from comics and public life. I am seeking counsel and trying to live a better life for my loved ones. So seeking counseling. This again reminds me of Eric Esquivel, and I don't think it's appropriate. It's like the right response to take. In response, Strader told me, and this is Rich Johnston, I am very happy to hear that Jai is recognizing his behaviors and taking steps to change them. That is a very difficult thing to admit and to seek treatment for. How do you get treatment for forcibly kissing people? I've never heard of this treatment in my life. I don't understand why people act like it's some kind of sickness. I'm sorry, I don't buy the whole toxic masculinity thing and that it's just this disease that you are born into that you have to make better. That doesn't make any sense. It's silly. So how is there treatment for this? I mean, it should have been, maybe it's like a slap in the face or something. I don't know. Like, what kind of treatment are we talking about? There's a responsibility victims feel when they come forward with allegations against someone like this. He's had a very accomplished career, and I know he has kids. I didn't want him to taint that, but I also have a responsibility to any other girls that could do this. He could do this to, and they are my priority. Ouch. So yeah, here's these are just now the rumors come out. This is exactly how it goes. Now everyone comes out saying, oh yeah, I've heard things. I've experienced this guy being a creep, good riddance, all that kind of stuff. It just feels like this happens once a month. It's happening with somebody in pop culture alone once a month. Here's one saying that they worked at a club where Nitz went often and he would grope her while she was serving drinks, no matter how many times I told him to stop. Wow. Okay, again, these are allegations, but those are pretty bad allegations. That would be annoying. That's like a Joe Biden right there. Pulling a Joe Biden. Okay, last Friday night, comics writer Nitz was publicly accused of sexual misconduct and predatory behavior. What's the difference between sexual misconduct and predatory behavior? I am curious to know. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have got the clue, because I'm not sure exactly what that means. Okay, naming Nitz. All right, this goes on and on. The whole thing is a train wreck. There's still allegations. I'm jumping over to this other garbage tier site. Oh, University of Kansas. They have the pop-up, so you can be called a garbage tier at that point. That's the way it goes. Assault isn't always obvious. Here's my story. This is painful. Oof. Her campus at University of Kansas. So this isn't her campus. Huh, okay, is this like a feminist thing? Her campus? Let's see. Let's explore this. I know it's the same article that talked about it. So her campus. This is weird. This website is strange. 7 YouTube videos that butter my biscuit. Explained by my boyfriend. What? Okay, I'm going to go back to my previous statement and to call this a garbage tier. website, but you get the idea. I don't know. I don't know anything about Nitz. I don't know anything about the Hannah Strader. I have no clue, but I do know the situation. It has come up quite often. So I'd love to know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And if you haven't yet, please consider backing Downcast. You can go check out the entire campaign. It's in the description below, and I've got the video here too. You can, I'll pitch the whole story to you. If you decide if you like it, you can actually read the first 5 pages. If it's something that you want to keep reading, it's probably a good indicator that you should back it. So thank you very much, and I will talk to you next time.